And calm you are. Did you get A pluses in Miss Coughlin's first grade class? Because when they said don't go, you really stayed. And when they said shh, you really shushed. You're the best crowd ever. Good evening. All right, let's start over. Now I want to start something with you. My name's Latoya Edwards. I work on NBC 10 Boston Monday through Friday. I start work at 3 a.m. That means my alarm clock goes off at 1:50 a.m. If I have energy, and I haven't had coffee since 9 a.m., you have energy, okay? No excuse. So let's start this all over. We'll do it over here, here, and here. Okay, ready? Good evening. Pretty good. Good evening. All right, I see you. Okay, middle, you got a lot of people. You ready? Good evening. Woo! Now that's how we kick off a celebration. All right. Officially, I want to welcome you to an amazing night. Can I just tell you, we have a really brief program. We're going to try and squeeze this all in for less than 30 minutes. You're going to hear great speakers. You're going to get a land acknowledgement. And Paul Revere Paul Revere is going to walk by hook or by crook at 8:10. Before that happens, I have to hand out maybe 650 lanterns to you. And then we're all going to follow Paul Revere down to our waterfront. And then we're going to see the most ridiculous drone show. And then we're going to watch Paul Revere literally row across the harbor. I'm not joking. This is going down. Okay? So what I need you to do is be really excited about it. And then the second thing I need you to do is when you watch the morning news Monday morning, you turn to your cousin from Dorchester, Latoya Edwards on NBC 10 Boston, okay? All right, now let me go to the program. I'm going to be very official. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the launch of Boston 250 on the 250th anniversary of Paul Revere's ride. This is such a magical night. Again, my name's Latoya from NBC 10. I'm super thrilled to be your mistress of ceremonies for the next phase of the program. I'm a proud product of Boston. I grew up in Dorchester, graduated from Boston Public Schools. Woo woo. I was a former Miss Massachusetts USA. And I love my city. Go Celtics, go Bruins, go Patriots. But tonight we're like, go Paul Revere, okay? So we're here tonight to commemorate our past, but more importantly, we're here also to reflect on our past, learn from it, and recognize the traits that make Boston unique and strong. The first thing we need to do is be respectful. And so what I want to do right now, I'm delighted to begin our program with a message from Jean-Luc Pierre. Jean-Luc is the president of the North American Indian Center of Boston, co-chair of the City of Boston's Commemoration Commission. Jean-Luc is going to join us right now for a message of invocation, but also a message of land acknowledgement. Let's give lots of love right now to Jean-Luc.
To my relations, greetings and thanks. To the river, to the waters, to our more than human relatives. To the Wampanoag, Nipmuc, Massachusetts, Abenaki, Passamaquoddy, Maliseet, Mi'kmaq, and Penobscot, greetings and thanks. We remember a time when 3 mountains, not high rises, watched over this land. We remember the buffalo, the deer, the groves and planting grounds, and the council fires of the peoples. We remember the martyrs in resistance, Crispus Attucks, liberating himself from slavery and lauded as a revolutionary amongst the abolitionists. Paul Metacomet, envisioning a future of dispossession, roused the spirit of rebellion amongst his peoples. And to the many buried on Boston Harbor Islands, we remember. To the people of these United States, you remember as well. One day, the groves will be replanted. One day, the graves will be restored. None will be removed from that families that day. The dreams of children will overcome their nightmares. And on that day, the land and people as one shall be free. Tikach.
Jean-Luc, thank you so much. All right, Boston, if you're new here, and I know we have a lot of tourists in town, so I just want to share something. as a true daughter of the city, and anybody who you bump into can tell you, because we all feel this way if you're born and raised here, or if you're, yeah, you know it, okay. So Boston has never been satisfied with the status quo. It is literally in our DNA to go boldly into the unknown, to run contrary to what's customary, to imagine a better way and then make it so. For more than 250 years, we've been bucking tradition. That's been Boston's tradition. This is a city where old sits seamlessly alongside new. Tradition doesn't get in the way of innovation, and cultural movements regularly spring from our soil. Will always be a city of everyday, ordinary revolutionaries. Boston is known as the birthplace of America's revolution. So a polite and refined historical retrospective, hold on, let me turn the page, won't do justice to Boston's fiercely independent spirit. Boston 250 is about honoring Boston's long lineage of uprising and innovation with a semi-quincentennial initiative that is expansive and it's inclusive, representing Boston's past, its present, its future. Boston 250 is an open invitation for everybody to join us for a celebration as ambitious, as exuberant, and as inviting as the city itself. I'm honored to help you kick this off and be involved. And with that, I'm thrilled to be able to pass the microphone right now to the inspiration for Boston 250's visionary and fearless leader, the mayor of Boston herself. Give it up for Mayor Michelle Wu.
Thank you so much, LaToya. Good evening, Boston. And welcome to the official kickoff of Boston 250. I want to thank the Boston 250 founding leadership partners, State Street, the Boston Foundation, Liberty Mutual, and Blue Cross Blue Shield of Massachusetts, and all of our city's revolutionary spaces for supporting the incredible programming that we all get to experience tonight, this weekend, and all year long. And I want to shout out the Boston Athletic Association and Bank of America as we gear up for Marathon Monday on top of it all. Thank you to Governor Healey for your partnership and leadership on everything, and on Massachusetts 250 as well. Thank you to my colleagues in public service here tonight, Representative Aaron Michaelwitz, Senator Lydia Edwards, City Councilor Gabriela Coletta Zapata. Thank you for everything that you do. And I'm so grateful, Jean-Luc, and for your partnership and your stewardship. As we kick off this celebration of our city's revolutionary history, I want to be clear. This is not about reflecting on some fixed point long ago. 250 is an impressive number, but tonight is not about marking the passage of time, because the number of years that have passed matters much less than what we have done with those years. What we're celebrating is not the kind of history that gathers dust on a shelf. The lanterns of the American Revolution were lit right here at that church, right here in this neighborhood. Paul Revere, a craftsman, the son of an immigrant, and a Boston Public Schools graduate, rode through these streets. Merchants and farmers stood shoulder to shoulder at Bunker Hill, and in the face of an empire's army, everyday residents gave their lives as revolutionaries. This is a history whose roots run deep in our soil. It's a history on which our city was built, and it's a history that extends all the way up to our present. Boston is a city where the past, present, and future of our nation begin. Revolution wasn't just something we started, it's how we've lived every day of the last 2.5 centuries. The idea that a better world is possible and always worth fighting for has made us home to a long line of giants who dared to snatch freedom from the jaws of injustice. From Revere and our founders, to Ted Landsmark, Ruth Batson, Mel King, Melnia Cass, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and Coretta Scott King, this has made us home to our nation's first public school, first public library and public park, and the greatest colleges and universities and hospitals anywhere in the world. This spirit has made us a hub of invention, innovation, and the highest quality of life-saving care. It has made us the city of champions, undaunted by curses and streaks, because we know there's nothing we can't do when we come together, no matter the odds. So, as we follow Revere on his ride, remember that this evening is just one sliver of something much bigger. As we cheer on the Celtics in the playoffs Sunday, and as we cheer on our friends, family, and neighbors in the marathon on Monday, remember that what we're celebrating isn't what the history books say. It's the way of life that's made possible when we choose to press on in the face of uncertainty, when we link arms with each other and stand up to tyranny. When we give all that we've got to secure a better future for the people we love. What we're celebrating tonight, this weekend, and every day here in Boston is the beauty of possibility in the city that gave this nation its freedom and has never stopped fighting to keep it alive. Thank you to all of you for continuing to make us the revolutionary city we are. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce the leader of our great Commonwealth, Governor Maura Healey.
Good evening, Boston. Good evening, Massachusetts. Good evening, everyone. Happy 250th. Happy anniversary of Paul Revere's Midnight Ride. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, the beginning of America's independence and the birth of this great country. It's so great. It's amazing. I wish you could all be here and see what is out before me, this expanse of people celebrating, gathering. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming out tonight, showing your love for this country, for this great state, for our great city of Boston. And thank you to Mayor Wu for your great leadership, for your resolve, for your commitment to the actual values and ideals that made this country great. Thank you to you and your team for everything that you've done for Boston 250. Thank you to our colleagues in government, Councilor Coletta Zapata, Senator Lydia Edwards, also a JAG. Thank you for your service to our nation in many forms. And of course, to this neighborhood's very own Chairman Aaron Michaelwitz. And thank you to this vibrant North End community. I also want to acknowledge that play that was just put on. Was that not beautiful? That was amazing. What a gift to all of us. So thank you, our playwright and all of our actors. Thank you who worked so hard to make tonight possible. I also wanted to, in particular, acknowledge the great men and women of the National Park Service. We love you in Massachusetts. We value you. We want more of you. We are blessed to have you. You are national treasures. Thank you, one and all, for what you do at the Old Ironsides, what you do on Bunker Hill, what you do over here and across our great state and across our great country. I just wanted to say big love from this Commonwealth to all of you. So tonight, from here to Concord, all over the place, we're going to be celebrating. I mean it, all over the place. We're going to be celebrating this incredible moment, an incredible moment in world history. This is where it all began. This is where the beacon went up. Paul Revere, William Dawes set out to rally every farm and village and town. And the people of Massachusetts responded. They defended their communities. They put their lives on the line. They defied a king and his army. And in doing so, launched this great American experiment. And they didn't stop there. These events defined a revolutionary spirit that we the people of Massachusetts still embody today. At every moment in our history, we sent up the beacon and made freedom a reality for more people, leading the abolitionist movement to resist and end slavery, leading the movement for women's suffrage and universal suffrage, leading on civil rights, on education, on health care, on marriage equality. Because at our best, we have always lit the lanterns. We've always been the beacon. We always answer the alarm. This is the legacy of this hallowed ground. This is our DNA. This is who we are. So we know that Paul Revere's alarm was more than a call to arms. It was a call to courage, a call to action, a call to will, a call to collective determination, and a call to stand up and show up for freedom. And as I stand here, I'm committed, we're committed to ensuring that Massachusetts champions these values in this moment, at this time in the history of our great nation. So kids, old and young, embrace this moment. Let's be inspired by this, energized by this, motivated by this. Let's live up to our legacy. Stand up for freedom today. God bless Boston. God bless Massachusetts. And yes, God bless these great United States of America. I want to bring forward someone very special. I mentioned Aaron Michaelwitz earlier, a person who is working so hard for all of us across this great state, a person who knows and is of this neighborhood. I don't know if he's ever seen it so filled, but let's put our hands together for Chair Aaron Michaelwitz.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you so much. What a crowd. This is unbelievable. As someone who grew up here, this is the most people I think I've ever seen in this the Paul Revere Mall here. But welcome to the North End, everyone. We like to think we invented America here in this small little neighborhood of Boston. And, we just want to celebrate today. Today is not just about celebrating what happened 250 years ago. And I want to thank everyone for putting this together, for putting Boston 250 together, for the mayor, the governor, everyone, all the nonprofits that were involved. Thank you for everything you're doing. But I'm going to be brief because I know we got to take some lanterns down to the waterfront here. And I just want to say that we are not just celebrating what happened 250 years ago. We are celebrating what we've done in this city and in this country every day, which is celebrate our history. We have celebrated what made this country great 250 years ago every single day by cultivating, by treasuring, by loving the history of this country and loving the history of this city, and exactly what we did today. That's why you see this neighborhood, all the buildings are very small, so you can make sure everyone gets to see the Old North Church and the steeple that's right there. You're able to see it all the way from Charlestown. Maybe, hopefully, we don't have to use it ever again in order to be able to see through Charlestown. But you never know. So the fact is that we want to make sure that we are keeping things, the history alive, the history well. I want to thank all the nonprofits for doing it every single day in this community, all the work that they do along the Freedom Trail and every step away across the Commonwealth. So thank you so much, and let's all celebrate. Thank you very much. And it is my honor to bring up my partner in the legislature who also represents this neighborhood, Senator Lydia Edwards.
Good evening, everyone. I do recognize we're pressed for time. So I just want to say again, welcome and thank you for all of you being here tonight. My name is Lydia Edwards. I'm the state senator, and I am honored to represent and be part of a body that has a legacy well over, almost as old as this country in the Massachusetts State's legislature. I'm also honored to be part of the nation's first militia, the one that stood up and answered the call many times. this militia has a legacy, not only in fighting in the Revolutionary War, but also sending the 54th, the Fighting 54th, in the Civil War on to win that war. What many of you call it is the Massachusetts Army National Guard. It is the entity of citizen soldiers. We hold that legacy, and I'm proud to be a member of it as a JAG and an attorney that defends and fights for soldiers who fight for our country. I'm here today not just to celebrate, but to remind each and every one of you that revolution ain't easy. But the beautiful thing about it, and the only thing that you can really do, is know that you can control only the beginning of it. But you don't know who gets to participate. You don't know who will answer that call. And we come in all languages, all colors, all backgrounds, and we love in all different ways. But we answer the call. Today is to remind ourselves that the baton has been passed down for generations, and we have now picked up that baton for liberty, that baton for freedom, that baton to answer when those of us who are being targeted, when those of us are being oppressed. We have that baton to fight for freedom. And I am part of that legacy, and so are all of you. So are all of you. Today, we remember the spark has started, but it continues to flame and continues to light the way. We have a long way to go, and I am standing here with many people, men and women, who may not have been part of that original vision. But the beautiful thing about democracy in this country is you can never define who is truly American and who is absolutely patriotic. We come in so many different ways and come from so many different countries, and that is something to be proud of. So I am here today to say welcome to this beautiful city, welcome to this beautiful Commonwealth, and also I'm going to bring up my friend and sister in service, City Councilor Gabriela Coletta Zapata.
Thank you so much, Senator Edwards. Good evening, everyone. My name is Gabriela Coletta Zapata. I am proud to represent the two neighborhoods hosting this evening, both the North End and Charlestown, on the Boston City Council. Give it up for Charlestown, too. We love the North End, but we love Charlestown. I want to thank the governor, my colleagues in state legislature, the mayor, and all organizers and volunteers who made tonight possible. It's an honor to be here with all of you to celebrate a revolutionary moment that echoes across 2.5 centuries. A revolutionary ride that began in Boston's historic North End and crossed the darkened Charles to Boston's first neighborhood of Charlestown. Paul Revere's Midnight Ride 250 years ago was not a solitary act of heroism, but a coordinated warning cry, a call to arms that set the colonies on a path towards revolution. His lanterns in the Old North Church, his landing in Charlestown, his alert to the militias, all were acts rooted in resistance. His journey began on our cobblestones, guided by our neighbors, driven by urgency and destined for the history books. And at its core, it was powered by something even greater, patriotism, and a love for country that did not exist yet, but lived as an idea worth fighting for. As this nation faces modern struggles for justice and equality, Revere's story reminds us that ordinary people can step up in extraordinary times. This anniversary is more than just a commemoration. It's a recommitment to liberty, to civic duty, to remembering that democracy is built not just by those in power, but those willing to act boldly in moments of uncertainty. Let this celebration stand as a reminder that Boston's identity as the cradle of liberty is not inherited, but it is earned again and again. Be bold, Boston. I want to thank you all so much. Have fun. Be safe. Thanks, everyone.
All right, let's keep this going. Thank you to our leaders who've spoken so far. I'm now pleased to introduce an esteemed cultural leader here in the city of Boston. He is the president and CEO of Embrace Boston, where he's leading a citywide racial equity transformation through the Embrace Monument, the Embrace Center, and ongoing community organizing efforts. Please continue showing lots of love right now for Dr. Amari Parrish Jeffries.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to act like I'm on 2x speed so we can get out here and see some lanterns and Paul Revere. Can we give a shout out to organizers of tonight's event? In 1976, America marked 200 years of independence, celebrated not just history and storytelling, but myth-making. Back then, our collective internet was television, beaming into our homes tales of America promise, contradiction, and nostalgia. We watched shows like All in the Family, Rich Man, Poor Man, and Laverne and Shirley, reflecting America's tensions around race, self-reliance, and the longing for simpler times. That era saw an end of war marked by the chaotic departure of Vietnam, echoes we recognize again today after leaving Afghanistan. In 1973, even Boston's celebration of the Tea Party was met with protesters, throwing empty barrels of oil into our harbor, while inflation surged at 12%. We grappled with a constitutional crisis and the implosion of a presidency. We have been here before. Now in 2025, as we approach America's 250th anniversary, we find ourselves once more at a crossroads, holding not just an opportunity, but an urgent responsibility. Birthdays are like personal New Year's Eve, moments to pause, reflect, and commit anew. This milestone demands a resolution for the next 250 years. Boston, our city rich with narrative and history, stands uniquely poised to lead this conversation. Through Everyone 250, a courageous coalition with the city of Boston and over 150 cultural organizations, we unite under one clear, urgent purpose: to widen the circle, expanding who is seen and who is heard, and who shapes America's story for the next 250 years. Central to our resolve is our next weekend's remembrance of the 1965 Freedom Rally, recalling Dr. King's powerful visit to Boston during the Civil Rights era. That rally resonated deeply, echoing the revolutionary spirit first ignited here in 1775, when Boston became a catalyst against colonial oppression. Nearly 2 centuries later, our city served as a crucible for civil rights activism, proving that once again our city's role as the birthplace of change. Today, on the eve of our nation's 250th birthday, let's make our resolution clear. Not about diets and workouts, although some of us need to diet and work out. Not even about those overdue calls to our loved ones. Please call your mama when you leave here. Instead, let's recommit ourselves to the unfinished business of revolutions, to connecting our diverse stories to the promise of American democracy, because the true revolution is always in progress, always unfinished, and it's our city's duty as Bostonians, Americans, and residents of this earth to carry it forward. Thank you.
Wonderful. Now I have a quick thing. A dad just came forward. He's lost his 9-year-old little girl. Her name is Isabella. She's wearing silver. Isabella, if you're lost, walk up to the stage here. You found Isabella? Isabella, come forward, Muffin. We've been looking for you, baby. This is a night of miracles here. Oh, sweetness. Okay, see, guys, come here, Muffin. All right, I love this, I love this. Beautiful, beautiful. Shout out to you guys, thank you. All right, because you were so great with that, you apparently have all sorts of skills I didn't know. we got a treat for you. We are now going to give lots of energy because we have a nice surprise. We're going to hear from musicians with the Boston Pops right now as we await for Paul Revere playing American Revolutionary War medley arranged by Yari Villanueva. Give it up for the musicians of the Boston Pops. celebration. Thank you so much, the amazing, most talented musicians of the Boston Pops. We love you. We thank you for your tribute. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. All right, everybody, it's that time. Paul Revere is here. Okay. Hold on. So, I need you. I know you got a lot of people with you. But you've been so wonderful. So we're going to, in an orderly fashion, head down to Hanover Street. Paul Revere is about to walk by, but it's historical, so we can't, crowd him, but we're going to follow him, closely, but not too close. There have been some lanterns already distributed, and we're going to follow him down to Langone Park in the harbor. Then this unbelievable drone show will happen. Then he's going to row across the harbor. I don't know what you thought was going to happen, but this is a big deal. Did you enjoy yourself so far? Can you give it up for all the organizers and the mayor for the launch of Boston 250? All right, everybody carefully walk down to Hanover Street right there because Paul Revere will be walking by in just a moment. The lanterns, if you haven't gotten y'all ready, I think they've been given out. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe for all the runners out there. We love you. We'll see you soon. Have fun tonight. Thank you. I'm LaToya Edwards.